Let's go. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be bringing you guys another episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater. And in this episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater, I am going to the movie theater to watch It Ends With Us, which is a movie based on a book written by author Colleen Hoover. So just gonna be completely honest here with you guys. I've never read anything from this author. Usually when I discover movies like this happen to be coming out, they're usually based off a popular book series by a popular author. So this movie is actually starring Blake Lively, as you guys know, who is currently Ryan Reynolds' wife. And man, Ryan Reynolds has pulled Scarlett Johansson and Blake Lively, two white goddesses, as you guys know, because they look really good. Just imagine a weird, quirky, nerdy, geeky dude like Ryan Reynolds pulled these two women. That's crazy to think about, actually. So as you guys know, I wasn't initially planning on watching this, not because I didn't want to. It was because I didn't actually think that my movie theater was actually going to get the movie. And then when I checked, to see what movies were coming out at my movie theater outside of Alien Romulus, which I told you guys I'm going to be watching Alien Romulus on my next day off, which is this Tuesday coming up, because I checked, all the days prior to that, and I just couldn't make it happen, right? So I'm going to be watching Alien Romulus on my day off, and then I'm going to release that episode, A Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater, on that same day as well, around before Tuesday's big showdown, okay? So I checked my movie theaters listing for new movies coming out, and they got It Is With Us. And I was like, you know what? I can do an episode of Saturday SmackDown for about an hour and 30 minutes, end it, and then record the vlog footage for the first part of the vlog like I'm doing right now. Then I'll just go and head to see it. So my screening is set for 8:25 PST. This is a movie that apparently runs for about 2 hours, actually. So I'm going to be in there watching basically a chick flick alone with no girl to suck me off. That's a South Park reference, where that episode where apparently if you take girls to musicals, they blow you. So here's my thing with Blake Lively. So I've watched Blake Lively for a while, actually. I've seen her in all the seasons of Gossip Girl. She was in that one movie as a love interest where that one guy wanted to build his own college. I forgot the name of it. They said it on Saturday SmackDown. And then what else did I see her in? She was Star Sapphire in Green Lantern. And then I saw her in The Shallows, actually. So The Shallows was the last movie that I watched her as the main lead in theaters, because you guys know I like shark movies, actually, and expect more shark movie watch parties and shark movie reviews, actually. I know we did one recently on Shark Night. We're going to be reviewing that before we go to any other movies. I told you guys before we go to basically any other movies in anything, we're going to do the first movie first and then get that done and then move on to the next thing. But back to what I was saying. So the last other movie Blake Lively was in was another movie back in 2018. I didn't watch that. So she hasn't been the main leading actress of a movie since 2018. I think after that was around the time period her and Ryan Reynolds got together and they started having some kids. And obviously, she's going to be on her back. And then, so she hasn't probably really been around a lot of people outside of her kids and her husband for a while, And then I know they casted her in this a while ago. They had casted her in this in like 2022, So apparently, she's difficult to work with, like her husband. I'd imagine there's stories of Ryan Reynolds being hard to work with too. You can kind of tell that even in the Gossip Girl later seasons, where the writers wrote storylines where the main cast just didn't really have to interact with her all that much, actually, now that you look back on it. So last week when I went to the movie theaters to watch Borderlands, this giant bombshell of news drops. So apparently there was some drama surrounding this movie actually, and at that moment in time when the drama was first being brought to light, it was basically like he said, she said, and then I have the article right here from TMZ. Okay, so I'm going to read it for you guys right here. So here's the headline. Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni. She felt kissing scene lingered too long. Feels like he fat shamed her. This is an exclusive from TMZ. Blake Lively has told people there were multiple reasons Justin Baldoni made her feel uncomfortable on the set of It Ends With Us, TMZ has learned. Okay, so Justin Baldoni is the director, right? Let me see. It Ends With Us. I'm just making sure. I know this is a movie, like I said earlier in this part of the vlog, based off a romance drama novel from a author, actually. Who knows? I might even just pick up the book and read it. I'm not really a novel reading person myself because, I'm black and I can't read, as the media says. Yeah, so he's a director. Okay, just want to make sure I clear that up, okay? Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ there was a scene in which Justin lifts Blake into the air. According to our sources, Justin has a history of back problems before lifting Blake. He went to his on-set trainer and asked how much he weighed and how could he train to protect his back from injury. People have to know this, right? If you have a back injury, you have to do that because he could easily lift her too fast, or maybe she is too heavy for him, then he could get seriously injured. I know people really didn't understand this part when this news came out. If you've never had back problems or have ever experienced back problems, you just won't know. This is a common thing that happens, actually. But she is so far removed from life because she's filthy rich with her husband, she doesn't even understand or know about basic interactions with people. That's how far removed some of these Hollywood stars actually are. So none of this is bad. I don't think none of this is bad at all. He's not calling her fat, He would have to, if he really does have a back problem, it's not a bad thing. Blake later found out about Justin's comment and felt like he fat shamed her. Oh my God. Shut up, Blake. Shut the fuck up, you whiny little bitch. Imagine a woman that's as hot as her having this level of an attitude, man. Such a fucking cringy thing to get mad over, man. We were told this comment really bothered Blake, who gave birth to her husband, Ryan Reynolds' fourth child, in February 2023. Oh my God. She gave birth to Ryan Reynolds' fourth child. I wonder how many kids she actually has with him. But that's not here nor there, honestly. Okay. Our sources tell us the second incident that allegedly made Blake uncomfortable on set is when the two engaged in a kissing scene and Blake felt he lingered longer than he should have with the kiss. Okay. I mean, I could understand that from a woman's point of view. If someone is basically just trying to, put his tongue all the way down your throat more longer than it needs to be, understandable to a certain extent. That would be kind of weird. I kind of get her on that. That's kind of odd. We broke the story. Cast and crew agreed there's definitely bad blood between It Ends With Us co-stars, but sources told us Justin's not the clear-cut villain, as some people who worked on the film are standing by him. Some sources we spoke to also claim some cast members are milking the drama to market the film. And keep in mind, when it comes to some of this movie drama, with average people that work on movies, because I'm just going to assume this, I'm not saying this is true, but I'm going to assume here, I'm going to generalize. People generally are weird when it comes to most scenarios. Most people can't understand how certain scenarios go, how basic interaction goes. We've heard many horror stories on set where if you really dial into them, if they're not anything sexual or anything that bad, most people are just overreacting because they're just weird people that don't understand social, cues, or they're just socially introverted to the point where anything will throw them off. We've heard constant stories of how people are difficult to work with, but when you really boil down to it, it's just that a person didn't know how to handle someone being a boss to them. So when it comes to perception versus what actually happens, people need to understand that someone's viewpoint of what's happening majorly different is different from another person's actually, or how someone else sees it, perceives that situation. So when it comes to like these Hollywood stories, it really just depends on who you choose to believe, honestly. If she felt like a kissing scene lingered longer than it needed to be, that's, she might be the best person, but from a woman's point of view, I could understand that might be a little creepy to them. But was he doing it intentionally? And is this even true? And what is lingering longer? Like, how long is an average kissing scene for co-stars? Like, I don't know those things, honestly. And then the whole like back thing, if that is actually true, then I would have to side with him on that, because if he has back problems, then yeah, that's a medical thing, and you don't want to overexert yourself and make his back even more of a problem than it probably is. So that's kind of where we're at with this. I don't think any other news popped up at the time of me recording this first part of this episode. Drama explained. Okay, I guess there's more cast drama that came out about 2 days ago. Oh my god. Okay, Deadpool Wolverine. No, it's just a bunch of other sources saying what happened. I might just do a direct video on this after I watch it, because the reason why I didn't want to do a direct video on this at first is because I didn't know the situation. So like, and I didn't watch the movie, so I wouldn't really have a really firm grasp of what has been going on. Sorry, this article from Forbes is loading like fucking snail speed right now because they have ads and everything. This dropped on August 15th. I'm recording this on August 17th, so not that bad, actually. More clashes on set. Man, it must have been some hard drama, honestly. Holy crap. I really can't get through most of these internet articles sometimes when I read the stuff to you guys, because it's just so many ads. Like, god damn. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Where did most of the sources come from? Multiple unnamed sources told the Hollywood Reporter. Okay. So there's just more stuff here. All right, so I'll probably just do a dedicated news video on that. And that's also what I wanted to tell you guys too. I'm sorry that content has not been dropping as frequently as it was when I was covering Borderlands. I've just gotten really busy recently. So what you can expect from the channel is the final Borderlands video, which is going to be the nail in the coffin for that movie, because it's going to cover the second weekend box office drop for that movie. Then I'm going to do a video on this right here. It ends with us in more of a, news video form, Deadpool Wolverine, and then expect a channel update video. That is the first line of content to expect. I have more content that I've basically written down for videos I need to do. I've just been very busy recently. I just haven't had the time. And I did some of these videos already. I just haven't had a chance to basically cut them out of the podcast and upload them as regular videos, actually. So, yeah, that's what's been going on. I'm going to try and get all these videos done. I'm going to try and get back on a schedule of like maybe doing like 2 videos a day, even for like this channel, actually, and even getting the content done on the comic and manga channel too. I'll try and make sure I'm at least getting a video out on that channel whenever I can, and expect a channel update video on that channel as well. And then the comic news that I've not been able to cover, as well as expect like at least, I would say 2 videos a day from this channel moving forward at a certain point when I get that channel update video live for you guys to tell you guys, hey, what's been going on, what's our plans moving forward, and what we can expect, you guys can expect to see from the channel. Because, things change and dynamics change over time to the point where, certain things have to be said, and certain things have to be explained, and new people always don't really know what's been going on for a while, so you want to make sure you refresh them and catch them up and then bring them up to speed with what has been happening. So, yeah, expect that. So, just a little quick recap. Deadpool Wolverine video covering the box office because that movie hit $1 billion. It ends with the Us video. What else movie did I say? The Borderlands Week 2 video, channel update video for this channel and the comic channel, and then pretty much expect 1 to 2 videos getting uploaded a day, or at least a video a day, being uploaded. So yeah, in the next part of the vlog, I'll be at the movie theater, and this movie is 2 hours long. Holy fuck. If this is bad, I'm about to be mad. But yeah, I've never read the book, so maybe there were some big changes between the books and the movie. There always is. The book's usually always better. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next part of the vlog, and I'll be at the movie theater. So yeah, see you guys in the next part. Arrived at my movie theater to watch It Ends With Us. And you know what's crazy is that I've actually watched Deadpool Wolverine Trap, and Borderlands. And for Deadpool Wolverine, even though it was a big blockbuster tentpole for the MCU, there was actually about like 12 people in my screening. But then for Trap, I was the only person in there. And then for Borderlands, I was like the only person in there. And for this movie, It Ends With Us, there's actually some people in there. Guess what it is? All women, actually. I'm not even kidding. There's actually people in there, about 5 people max, I think, actually. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up getting some chili cheese nachos and watch the movie and have some fun with it. And keep in mind, this is a chick flick, so, I'm definitely not getting blown tonight watching a chick flick. So yeah, as you guys see, the next part, I'll give you my quick out of the theater reaction for It Ends With Us. So yeah, see you guys in the next part. I was literally barely got here in time. The trailers were still going, so probably 15 minutes of preview. So enough time for food and stuff. All right, see you guys in the next part. Peace. I just got out of the theater watching It Ends With Us, and it was certainly one of the chick flicks ever made. Like, this was a movie that I really had no expectations going into. I thought about watching a trailer or two for it, but then I decided not to. This is actually a movie that I came to that a bunch of ladies were in. Like, I think we had a crowd of like, I don't know, felt like a good 10, 12 people in there. Same crowd as Deadpool. Yeah, women just love this shit, man. God, man, this is ridiculous. So, the movie itself is pretty just bad, if I'm being completely honest here. Now, would it be like worst movie of the year? Probably not. It would just be like a pretty average to bad movie. There's some emotional moments to it, but those emotional moments will only really matter if you're like a woman, because really only girls dig this shit, honestly. So, yeah. I might actually have to check out the books from the series, because I am genuinely somewhat interested now. But I'd imagine they made a whole bunch of changes from the book to the movie, and just holy crap, did that ending. It's like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, I don't even know what the hell happened, So, yeah, the next part of the vlog, I'm going to be giving you guys my It Ends With Us spoiler-free movie review. So, see you guys in the next part, okay? I just got back from the movie theater watching It Ends With Us. And for the final part of the vlog, to end the vlog, I am going to be giving you guys my It Ends With Us spoiler-free movie review. So, this is a movie that is based on a book from author Colleen Hoover. And like I had mentioned at the beginning part of the vlog, I have never actually read any books from this author. But I know how Hollywood gets down with movies like this that are translated from book to screen, is that there are going to be changes. And, I will say this, after watching this movie, I do have somewhat of an interest in going and actually potentially, maybe at some point, reading the book where this movie is based on, and if the book series is basically maybe a trilogy of books, or is it a current ongoing series, actually? I don't know. But let's just say this, my interest is piqued, okay? So, let's start with talking about the movie, and I'm going to do it in a way where I'm going to just explain it like this. If you have went through a situation like this, then this movie will actually be pretty good for you, because you're actually probably going to enjoy it, because it's going to reflect a traumatic real life experience that you went through. If this is not a scenario that you've gone through in your personal life at all, this is going to be a movie you absolutely loathe. I could basically see this movie being 50-50 with people. And this is also what I'm going to say, because I had said this in the It Ends With Us quick out of the theater reaction that I gave in the other part of the vlog, was that this movie is going to range on a scale from bad to average to good, really just depending on who you're talking to. Now, obviously that goes with every movie just in general, but with this movie specifically, given how that it's very specific toward this one specific aspect, that's why you're going to get such a divisive line. Now, I don't really see critics overall really enjoying this, because a lot of aspects of the movie aren't really good. So I'll just start here. Blake Lively's performance in the movie is actually pretty good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, in my own personal opinion. To be fair, I've liked a lot of her work, actually. I do think she's a decent actress for what it is. She is a very good leading lady. She can carry a movie, as evident with this one, and The Shallows that I watched all the way back in 2016. So Now it goes into the other people in the cast. I really don't feel like anyone else in the cast really actually acted well at all. Even the other love interest that she has in the movie really doesn't act all that well himself. I don't know some of these other people's work actually. I kind of feel like I was just seeing some of these actors for the first time, and it really felt like they were kind of like doing some DEI bullshit in this movie where they hired like this random Indian guy to be like her best friend's husband, and it felt like their chemistry as a couple was better than Blake Lively's character and her initial love interest, right? So, barring the movie's current drama, which I told you guys I'm just going to do a video on at the beginning part of the vlog, this movie is centered around, I would say, surviving domestic violence, domestic abuse, actually. And the movie does do a good job at cutting out certain parts to leave it up to your own interpretation versus like what you might actually think. But later on in the movie, if you actually know how these things play out, your mind wasn't playing tricks on you. You were right about what happened, because that's what was happening when I was watching this movie. I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, that actually happened. But then the way the movie is edited and the way it's basically presented on screen, you kind of second guess yourself. And then later on, your suspicions are confirmed. So if you have these same suspicions that I did when you were watching this movie, then your suspicions end up coming true. So the main love interest of the movie, because I sometimes have to look at the movie's cast because I generally forget. Most of these people were pretty forgettable outside of Blake Lively, actually. So let me get the cast right here because I genuinely do not remember. I mean, there's Justin Baldoni. I'm pretty sure he was, he's the main love interest in the movie. Then you have actor Brandon Skellner, who's Atlas. Okay, so everyone in the movie, basically outside of Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, and with the exception of, Brandon Skeller, really isn't that good, actually. And even Brandon Skeller's character was pretty hit or miss here or there. Felt like his character really could have just did more, honestly, given the fact that his character knew and had a suspicion of what was going on. So another problem with the movie's story is that it kind of just basically tells you that women are just really bad at picking partners. I mean, there's a part in the movie where a big moment happens, and then another big moment happens, and this character that Blake Lively plays has already experienced the bad parts of what Justin Baldoni's character has done to her, And then she agrees to something with him, and I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what it is because this is what people do in real life. And it's just like a whole layer of bad decisions and red flags, because there is something else the movie does really good, in my opinion, which is that after she talks to, Justin Baldoni's character, Ryle, she mentions there's this guy, she slept with a homeless guy, and then that later on leads into a series of flashbacks, and then these series of flashbacks, go into what the rest of the movie is. It's basically the story of, the past affects the future, and your past decisions are coming to basically not like haunt you, but it basically goes like a cycle is really hard to break. So those would be the two main narratives of the movie, I would say, which is, old habits, not say a habit, I would say it's hard to break bad cycles, and you can see history repeating itself. Those would be the two, right? So then I just really didn't like her mother character. I felt like she was pretty useless in the movie. Like, there was nothing there. To be fair, Blake Lively's character was kind of like pushing her away the entire movie, and for good reason. I felt like the character that played her dad did that character good justice overall. I felt like the flashbacks were even sometimes stronger than what was going actually on screen. And I just, gonna be honest here, I never really felt like there was the best chemistry there with Blake Lively's character and Justin Baldoni's. The characters that I feel like they just DEI'd up was the characters portrayed by Jenny Slate and Hassan Mihad. They were like the Indian couple. They were really good. They had good chemistry. But the other two, oh my god. And then the sister character of Ryle. Okay, so there's brothers and sisters, right? I know that spoiled too much, but this is not spoilery in general. So Justin Baldoni's character, Jenny Slate's character, and Hassan. Those two are right there. are brother and sister, okay? So she tells her at the beginning part of the movie, this is not someone you really want to be with. And like most girls, they don't listen and they just go down a rabbit hole of what one character basically has already told them, and that's it. And then basically that character that tells her these things ends up being right. It ends up being the character to really give her that nice, good friend advice. So I feel like for a supporting character, I felt like she was actually pretty good. But the rest of the cast, I really could just kind of do without with, you know. But it really just depends on how you really feel about it, honestly. The flashback characters actually weren't really all that bad. I mean, I wasn't really buying chemistry with any of them, really. And I would say the movie's pretty predictable. Like, this is a movie that is borderline so predictable, actually. Like, you pretty much know what's going to happen. And I will say this, there are some great emotional moments in the movie. Like, it does get serious when it really gets serious. There is some nice, fun tension there. There are some jokes that I would say I didn't laugh at them, but I could see other people, you know, laughing at them. So that's kind of where I'm at. The movie basically is a tale of women picking bad partners, women never understanding how to pick guys at all, with women decision making all time bad. And yeah, if you're in a domestically abusive relationship, you probably should get out. And by probably, you need to, because it's another vicious cycle. They'll just continue if you let it go and go and go and go. So that is kind of the way I look at the movie right now. Like I said before, given my own personal opinion, I would kind of call it average to bad, you know, because I felt like I wasn't getting consistently strong performances out of the main cast most of the time, and even out of the characters they utilized in flashbacks. I felt like the story was really predictable. I also felt like, you know, the pacing was just really just drawn out and long. But there are some good moments in it. You know, I can't sit here and lie to you guys. You guys know I'm very honest with this kind of stuff. There are some genuinely really good moments here. Tear jerkers if you're a girl. I feel like if you're a girl, you'll probably like this shit more. Girls just like eat this stuff up. Man, my whole theater was just full of women, actually. And they just love this stuff, actually. Girls, oh my God. Why do you guys do this? Girls just love drama. They just love living a dangerous life. Even if basically someone else says, hey, don't do this. This is not a good idea. They just gotta do it. Women just have that inherent fucking tick in their brain. They gotta just go with bad guys overall. Even when the character says, I don't think you should date this guy, the girl does it because they're stupid and women are just dumb, and that's just what it is, honestly. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I could understand why this movie has garnered all the amount of money that it has. It's honestly a run-of-the-mill chick flick movie. I would probably say, you know, I've not read the books yet, but I will say that if you've read the books, you probably are going to like them more than this movie. I don't know how Lily and Ryle and Atlas are in the book, actually. What's crazy is that Borderlands' main villain was Atlas, and the character in this movie named Atlas was another main cast member. Crazy. What's obsession with Atlas for a villain or a hero? Crazy, right? So that's what I would say. Like I said before, I haven't read the book, so maybe when I buy them, I'll get a completely different interpretation of what the author actually wanted. Hey, maybe the author wanted something different for the movie than the books, or maybe she wanted what was matching from the books to the screen, or maybe it does match, and I didn't know that based off of my limited knowledge of this author's work from this series. This movie does run 2 hours and 11 minutes. I'm not going to say you feel the runtime, but you sure do feel it in certain areas, and there is some odd shaky cam in the movie that just annoyed me constantly. Like, there's, oh my God, they're like on this roof, and then they're like in their house, and it's just randomly shaky for a little bit there, you know? So there's one thing. Toward the very end of the movie, there's this like big moment, and then another big moment happens, and it was actually pretty on the nose about that situation specifically being truthful. So that's kind of where I would line it up at, you know? If you're a girl, I'm not even saying this to be a fucking asshole. If you're a girl or you're a woman and you like these kind of movies, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy this. You'll probably cry. You'll probably laugh at it. Probably have a good time with it. You're a guy. You probably are not going to like this. This movie probably is going to be a little It's one of those like they're kind of speaking to like directly at you kind of thing. If you've done this kind of thing, and if you have done this to your partner, you are a piece of shit. Just saying. So yeah, that's kind of how I would put it. The room was not like filled with people, but there was about the 12 people in there, including myself. All women, actually. I literally was the only dude in there watching this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I could kind of see why they have like maybe this like feud going on right now. You could tell this lady is Blake Lively, just a straight up diva, and she just does not listen. Her character in the movie doesn't listen, and she obviously dates Ryan Reynolds, so you know she's got a far big long cock up her fucking vagina. So there's another part of the movie where I would say no, because this is rated PG-13. So the part that you guys would think like, oh, they're gonna have sex here. Oh my god, Trap, Borderlands, and It Ends With Us needed to have been rated R. I'm just saying, like, I could have got some bomb ass sex scenes in this movie, but they were like chopped up and cut, and it was just all like some of the sex parts were just so beyond cringe. Like, no one has sex like that. I've had sex a lot, and that is not how sex goes, actually. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for mostly how I feel with It Ends With Us. Like I said before, we're going to be doing It Ends With Us open spoiler discussion with me and Greg Poupé around 8 p.m. PST Sunday. So you guys are going to watch this vlog. Before that, like I said before, this movie can range between bad, average, and good, depending on who you're talking to. Would you go watch this in theaters? In my own personal opinion, like I said before, if you're a girl, I would. If you're a guy, no, I really wouldn't watch it. You'd probably be bored out of your mind. I wasn't bored, but I said the movie wasn't boring. It's just like, oh my god, it's just a long line of bullshit after bullshit. It's like, fuck, god, man. What else would I say? The cast, like I said before, the cast can go hit or miss for me. Some scenes they're good, some scenes they're not. Some of the chemistry works, some of the chemistry doesn't work. Just depends on which scene you're talking about, actually. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy this episode. Full day of going to the movie theater. Like I said before, the next episode is going to be on Alien Romulus, and that open spoiler discussion will be a day or two after I watch the movie. And just want to say thank you guys for checking out this video. If you're a returning viewer or newer viewer, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and I'm signing out, guys. See you guys later. Have a great day, everybody.